Hey everybody, well, it's time for another camping adventure, and as you can see I found a pretty shady spot out at a place where I've been before. We're back out at that hip camp I found, Jody's Highway, back at the first of the year, and we're going to camp at that little spot that overlooks like could be a drainage ditch or a creek or something. The owner said he's not sure if there's any fish in there or not, but I brought a pole just in case, and we may go check out one of the larger tanks on the property tomorrow whenever we do that. But for now, I just need to get set up. All right, guys, now that the tent is up, I think it's time that we just go ahead and I'll get the cot set up and the air mattress and get everything ready. Luckily, I don't have to scramble to get firewood. There's plenty around the grounds. You can see there's some behind me there, and then it's pretty much, it's everywhere. I'm not gonna have a problem at all getting enough firewood for tonight and tomorrow. So let's go ahead and get the sleeping area set up. Now that we've got the sleep system all put together and the tent up and basically everything unpacked and ready to roll, it's time to gather up some firewood, at least enough for tonight. I can gather more for tomorrow, but at least enough for tonight. But what's laying around here should be plenty. Well, after all the camp and everything is set up, there's not much to do but just kind of sit down and chill out a little bit. I really, really like this spot. It's got a lot of shade, which is great during the springtime. Lows tonight are supposed to be around high 50s, so it should be comfortable sleeping weather. I brought an extra blanket just in case, but I doubt I'll need it. And just looking forward to getting out here, just relaxing for a little bit. Got Bailey girl with me. Come here, girl. Want to say hi? Want to say hi? Yeah, there she is. Let me go get you some more water. Yeah. You having fun? Running around? Find you a stick. Yep, go find you one. I think we're just going to chill out here for a little bit before dinner. I didn't bring anything spectacular for dinner tonight. I just brought one of those freeze-dried camp meals. But this is a 2-night camp, and I do have something fun planned for tomorrow whenever I cook dinner. So you got to keep watching for that. So I think we're just going to chill for a little bit. Well, she found her stick. She always finds one. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and start the fire. Not because I'm cold or anything like that, but simply because the bugs are bad and I want to create some smoke. So, I'm going to put one of those little tumbleweeds down there to use. Get our trusty match here. No crazy fire lighting stuff today, just a simple match. Oh no, get out of there, ladybug. Get out of there. Don't want to burn. I don't know if you can see the little ladybug on that stick right there. It'll fly off. Should be able to keep this going with just some of the deadfall that's around for the time being. So, yeah, we'll let it go. Guys, it is time for my super fancy dinner of basically freeze-dried camp food. But hey, that's not bad. It tastes pretty good. Basically, bring water to a boil, pour it in a bag. Pretty simple. The water has now achieved boil. Alright guys, we're going to pour the majority of this water in there. Calls for 12 ounces of boiling water. Just pretty close, I think. Says to stir it around a little bit. Like so. And then let it sit. So that's what we're going to do. Well, here we have our freeze-dried campfire meal. Chili mac with beef. So I made it a little soupy. I think I put too much water. It called for 12 ounces. I think I misjudged it, but that's okay. Not too bad. I mean, as far as these things go, they're pretty edible. I'm just going to sit here and enjoy my food. Well, after a decent campfire meal, it's time to just sit here and enjoy a cold one. So I just cracked open a Miller Lite. Enjoy the fire. It's cooling down a little bit. Bugs are kind of going away. It's going to be a great night. Well guys, just sitting out by the fire right now, enjoying the peace and quiet. All you can really hear is the crickets, the occasional bird, the occasional cow bellowing off in the distance, and I gotta say, it's nice. Get him. Go get him. What you hear? Go get him. All right, everybody, we have had a good time just chilling out by the fire, eating our dinner, but now it's time for bed. So I'll see you guys in the morning. Good night. Morning. Slept pretty good last night. Got up to go to the bathroom at one point last night. Something was running around and Bailey went running after it. And I think she scared a skunk because it kind of sprayed the air. Luckily, it didn't get her. But yeah, that smell is still kind of lingering this morning. But I think what I'm going to do is get up and start some coffee. So here's kind of a shot of the campsite. Got my tent set up there. Got my fire going this morning. And Bailey standing guard as always. And just kind of the sun coming up over those trees. It's a really cool spot. I mean, running water or not, I kind of like the fact that it's on top of this bluff. You can see the water down there. It looks pretty still for the most part. I did see a frog or two jumping in and out of there last night. We saw a possum on that bank over there last night, which was kind of cool. But yeah, I think it's a pretty neat little campsite. Time to feed the Bailey. Okay, eat. Breakfast of champions on Bailey girl. Yeah. Broke out the old Dutch oven tripod. We're gonna do just some canned biscuits for breakfast this morning. I'm gonna attempt to do that in my little tiny Dutch oven. Well, proper good morning to you all. As you can see, I've got my fire getting down to a nice bed of coals where I can start that Dutch oven and get some biscuits this morning. This is the coffee I picked up in Big Ben. It's like Terlingua Ranch coffee. It is good. I forgot that I had packed it in my camping stuff, so this is the only time I get it, but man. Man, I tell you, Nothing beats being out in the woods, folks. Let's go ahead and get these biscuits started. For breakfast, we're going to start by preheating the oven. I've gone ahead and put in like some spray pan just to kind of make sure it's got good and sprayed, but we want to go ahead and heat that oven up a little bit so when we put the biscuits in there, they cook at the right temp. Now let's go prep our biscuits. We're going to go ahead and pop open this can. I don't know if you could hear that little pop. And then we're just going to take our biscuits and place them here on the plate. Most likely that little tiny Dutch oven that I've got is only going to probably be able to hold maybe 3, maybe 4 of these at a time. So I'll probably have to cook them all at different times, or I may save some for in the morning before I leave and just put them in a Ziploc bag. But there we go. We've got those all laid out, ready to go while the oven preheats. Okay, the oven's preheated, so we're just going to lay down as many of these biscuits as we can get in here, which looks to be like maybe 4, I think. Yeah. So everybody get 4 in there for now. And then that saves me 4 for tomorrow. All right, so we have the Dutch oven hanging now. When you're baking, the important thing to remember is most of the coals need to be on the top. I'm just going to scoop up some of these. Get them on the top. There we go. We're going to let those go for about 10-12 minutes, then we'll take a peek. All right, I'm gonna see if I can do this one-handed. I don't have anything to set this down on, but we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take a peek at these and see what they're looking like. If anything, I may need to turn it, but here's the lid. I'm gonna lift that lid slowly off of there. Oh yeah, they need to go a little bit longer, but they are cooking good. Go ahead and rotate that lid. There we go. Put these back on there. Maybe kind of hard to do. There we go. Somehow I managed to do it. Look at that. Let those go a little longer. Y'all ready for some biscuits? Looks like it's time to eat. A little nibble. Look there. Let's see what we got here. Got a little something something. As my grandfather would say, this is big enough to make the grease stink. See ya. Reposition. Try to come over here where there's a little bit more tree structure. See if I can get anything around these limbs. Got a little one. Got us a little one here. Another little bitty baby. Oh! Well, I don't know if you technically call that caught. He just dropped off right at the end there. That's all right. You can see him not having much luck. Caught 2. That's about it. But hey, I'm enjoying being out here. Well, look at there. May have something. Look at there, folks. Oh, lost him again. That's all right. We're going after him again. Oh. Turtle swam up right by my cork. I don't want him to get the bait. I don't want to be trying to get a hook out of a turtle's mouth. Reposition here. There we go. Finally caught the little sucker. And man, look at that little old thing. He's like so tiny. He's been getting after my bait. Been getting it good too. I hooked him good. Little goggle eye. Little tiny thing, but oh, it's a pretty fish. See ya. Ready to go get it? Right. Okay, here we go. Ready? On the property, there's these little pads and everything, and some of it to these old oil pumps and I think old logging roads that used to be out here or whatnot. So I was just kind of exploring around and looking for maybe some more down wood that I can cut up with the chainsaw for our fun dinner that I promised you guys tonight. As you can tell, Bailey is not in the cab with me. She is riding in the bed because she still stinks. But as luck would have it, there's a really cool porta potty on this site. And in the last video I shot of this place, I showed you guys. But I never noticed, and maybe it's something new, but they have this anti-skunk odor eliminator in there, and it's for use on pets and anything that they touch. And because, you know, Bailey stirred up that skunk and got a little bit of that mess on her, I sprayed her down really good with that. So kudos to the owner for having that, because that was pretty cool to have. So we've got Bailey sprayed down. It's still kind of funky, so I may hit her with it again a little bit later next time I'm up around that area. But yeah, right now just doing a little bit of exploring, just kind of keeping my eye out for some wood. Some of these old trails in here get fairly tight. This is also that area that we explored last time. He has that military style camp out here, and it's just off to the left up there. Looks like maybe he's clearing some things and making more camp spots. Who knows? All right, guys, I got some of that wood chopped, well, all the wood that I gathered. I got it chopped up, which is plenty for tonight. I have enough gathered to start the fire later whenever we start cooking. And I guess it's getting to be about 1:30 or so, and I have earned my favorite treat, an Uncrustable sandwich. So I'm just gonna eat my lunch and enjoy this, chill out for a little bit, then Bailey and I will probably just go for a walk. All right, so after my delicious Uncrustable sandwiches, Bailey and I have decided that we're going to go for a walk. It's been kind of pleasant today. Just now warming up into like the high 70s probably. I think tonight we're looking for a low in the high 50s, low 60s, possibly. We'll see. But work off my lunch. Oh. Bailey, for whatever reason, always likes to run ahead of me. I guess it's a dog thing. I guess they're trying to protect you. Decided to walk down back where that MSC camp is because I saw what looked to be like a new trail or maybe a cleaned out trail, and I just wanted to go do a little bit of exploring. So I think we're gonna head down there, see what we can find. Tell you what, it's a gorgeous day. You can hear the plane flying overhead, but it's not gonna be too long before it's so hot. Camping's gonna be miserable during the day anyway. So I'm gonna have to find some things to do, like swimming or something like that that'll allow you to kind of cool off, because even today it's a little warm. I think the temp's like, I think it's pressing 80 now. At least it feels like it. Maybe exaggerating, but anyway, I'm gonna keep on exploring, enjoying this gorgeous weather while it lasts. Summer number one in Texas. It's not spring, it's summer one for all you non-Texans. Here's that little path I was talking about before, and I don't think our campsite's too much further beyond those trees. So kind of curious if we could access our campsite via this path. I don't think so, but we'll see. Found a little path through the woods. I'm wondering, this is what I'm walking through. It looks like a cow path, and I think this is the one that leads down by our campsite, potentially. Maybe. Yeah, I can see my tent. Cool. If you look, just there, you can see our orange tent. Pretty All in the fun of exploration. You never know what path you're gonna find. It's been a good day. All right, it's getting to be about dinner time. And as you can see, I have changed from earlier because it got hot, but it's starting to cool down. I'm starting to get a little hungry. So we're gonna start. And tonight what we're doing is chicken drumsticks in the Dutch oven. But we're gonna start them off here because I wanna get a good sear and a good charring on that skin before we finish them off in the Dutch oven. So just keep watching, you'll see the recipe I've got. All right, so as you can see, I started the fire log cabin style. I just put a tumbleweed in and some dry sticks just to get it going because we will need a hot bed of coals for this recipe. All right, guys, so over here at the prep table, you can see that I've got some chicken drumsticks here. Anyway, we're gonna put them in this bowl and we're going to season them up with some Morton seasonal and Tony Chachere's. And then we're gonna throw these puppies on the grill and get them just about cooked through before we transition them to the Dutch oven. We're gonna liberally coat these with some seasonal. Gonna get them with the Tonys now. Get all that goodness in there. And now what we can do is get our hands dirty again. That way we can get all sides just nice and coated here. Because that's what we want, just an even coat all the way around. So we can cook that. This is a recipe that I saw a long time ago and I kind of modified it. The recipe is basically you're gonna boil your chicken wings in your favorite barbecue sauce. But I like the char, and so I wanted to get the seasoning and get it a good char on the grill, then finish it off in the Dutch oven. And man, that makes a fantastic product. All right, we got the grill nice and hot. As you can see, I just sprayed it with Pam, just so we have some non-stick action going on here. But then we're gonna place our drumsticks right on the hot grill. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna watch these. We're going to continuously turn them until they're nice and evenly charred on all sides. All right, we've got them charred up good. Remember, they don't have to be cooked all the way through. We're going to finish them off in the Dutch oven. We're going to transfer them over there now. And put the lid on so those stay warm while I get the barbecue sauce ready. Now then, what we're gonna do is you're gonna add in, depending on what size Dutch oven you use, will depend on how much of this you use, but I have a bottle and a half of Head Country barbecue sauce, and that is what I'm gonna use to basically finish cooking these all the way. It's basically gonna boil them in their own barbecue sauce. So, should be good and tasty. Oh yeah, look at that. This 1.5 bottles is just the perfect amount for what I've got. But if you're doing like a 12-inch Dutch or a 14-inch Dutch, you're gonna need a lot more barbecue sauce. And keep in mind, barbecue sauce is very acidic, so you need to have a well-seasoned pot for doing something like this because it's gonna erode that seasoning. So my plans are just to cook more bacon when I get back home. The bacon seasons everything great. So there we have it. We're gonna add that to the fire and just let it continue to cook until we're done. All right, as you can see, we have added the Dutch oven to the fire. We're gonna let those run and I'm gonna stir them occasionally. And then right when I go to pull them off, I'll either add coals to the top if I have to, but I'll definitely check that temperature to make sure they're safe to eat, which is 165 internal. So stay tuned to see how it turns out. All right, so what we're gonna do now is go ahead and pull it off the fire for a second, just so we can stir it. I know that it is starting to boil. Get that. Lift our lid. Oh yeah. Let's stir that chicken around in there so it all gets cooked evenly. fire so we can continue doing its thing. All right, I've stirred it a couple of times. I just want to kind of check the temps on this chicken and see where we're at. Oh yeah, you can see that we got a good boil going here. Still got a little ways to go though. They're about 152 and they need to be 165 internal, so we're just gonna let that roll. Oh yeah, don't that look good? These bad boys out, plated up. Look at that pull back off of that bone right there. And look at that, just comes right off. Let's give it a try. Dutch oven barbecue chicken. Sauce bon. That's gonna be a good meal, y'all. All right, everybody, that's gonna be a wrap for me this time. The rest of the night, Bailey and I are just gonna chill. I'll probably knock back a couple cold ones, but we have to get up early in the morning and make it back so that we can go to church with our family. So if you made it this far, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers before the summer. So that's my goal. So please help me get there. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and smash that button right now. But until next time, I hope to see you guys down the trail or around the campfire.